Hi, friends. This is Sheryl from Tutoring with Sheryl and Tech Tutor Innovate. And today I am here to talk to you a little bit about scheduling and billing. Now, that is always a huge question. I see this in all kinds of groups that I visit. I see this question asked over and over and over. And I can totally speak from experience on this that when I started, I was kind of all over the place. Some options for scheduling, billing, there's so many that are out there. You could use Google Calendar for your scheduling. I know a lot of people really like Calendly. You can, in both Google Calendar and in Calendly, you can create appointment slots. I think Calendly is probably a little easier because it's basically set up to do that, but you can set up your Google Calendar that way. As far as billing, you can keep track of things in a Google Sheet or on a spreadsheet somewhere. Then you could send out your own invoices through a service, or you could just purchase a subscription to something like TutorBird, TutorCrunch, or something like that. There is no right or wrong way to do it, but some ways may be easier. So here are some ideas. The very first thing is I want you to know that as a reading tutor, I have tried to patch these services together. And after a lot of time and frustration, I finally decided that it was best to pay for a service that was a one-stop shop. Here are some of the questions that I see a lot of tutors asking. Can I do this using different platforms? Can I schedule on one, pay on another? Yep, I did it. Can you do it for free? Yep, you probably can. Are there options that can help me do this faster? Absolutely. And is this subscription worth it? Well, I guess it really depends on how much you value your time. Because for me, it was taking a huge chunk of my time to get all of this done. So let me talk to you a little bit about what I did when I started. When I first started scheduling, I was using Google Calendar, and I still love Google Calendar. And a lot of times, I will still use it if somebody wants a power hour with me, or if somebody wants just to schedule a quick consultation, I use it. Okay, it works great. I was able to schedule and easily make changes. This was super efficient when I only had a few students and a few appointments because, it was easy to do. But here's where I ran into problems. As my student group grew larger, this was no longer efficient, especially when my families wanted to make changes to their schedules. Now, I know it sounds like that should not be a big deal, but I was looking at my personal calendar and my business calendar, and I needed to find a solution. I wasn't able to separate those two out. So one solution to that probably would have been to have a work email and a personal email, but I was already paying for a paid workspace account. So I needed to have another solution. Let's talk a little bit about billing. When I started, I kept track of individual lessons using Google Sheets. I added comments about what the students were doing. I created the invoice from this. I added it as a PDF, and I sent it home to my parents using a PayPal link. Now, this was great. It had all of the consolidated information, but my parents were literally waiting an entire month to hear back from me because I was only billing once a month. I emailed each of my invoices individually, and I literally spent hours. I'm not joking. I spent hours doing this. I had to find a solution. Well, what do I do now? After attending the first SOAR conference put on by Michael Gibbon, Kelly Michelle Duramsky, and Yolanda Duguay, TutorBird was there, and they offered a free subscription where you could try it for a month. And I'd seen this on Joanne Kaminsky's Impact, and I'd thought about it, but I finally went ahead after I had heard more people using it and that they were all very satisfied. And it was about the third demonstration that I'd seen of it. And I was just trying to wrap my head around, did I really have enough students? Well, I had, I don't know, at the time, 10 or 12 students. And I thought, maybe I should do this. This is just getting ridiculous, the amount of time I'm spending doing this. I can't do this. So what did joining TutorBird do for me? Well, after spending a large amount of time putting all of my student information in, and it really did take me a considerable amount of time, I'm not going to lie about that. I finally had my welcome page ready. I didn't want to commit to their website because I already had a website. All of my students were finally in. I had them all scheduled. I had them all on my system. Finally, after quite a while of using it, I went to the pay in advance version. I could not believe how much time that actually freed me up with. I couldn't believe it. I was no longer piecing things together. I could easily make changes to my schedule and keep track of absences and make these changes extremely quickly. The other thing that allowed me to do is, since I was billing for the month in advance, I was able to assign a makeup credit. And then my parents could go in and sign up for a time that worked best for them to have that makeup class. And then I also set my makeup credits to expire within a month. TutorBird, I think, leaves them on there for, I think, almost 180 days or something. I can't really remember what it is, but it was too long for me because I was like, I want my parents to use those right away. I don't want them to just keep accumulating them. And then, if I would want to make a change, with a student placement or something like that, they'd have all these credits and I'd have to be paying them back. So I changed that to where they needed to pay me in advance and then use their makeup credits within 60 days. So I want you to also know that this video is not sponsored by TutorBird. This is just something that I really believe works, but there are other things that are out there. So you could go to Tutor Cruncher. I know some people use, oh gosh, I should have looked this up before I started it. Go ahead and just search what types of programs do tutors use for their scheduling and billing, and you're going to get a ton of them. There is absolutely nothing wrong with using Venmo. There's nothing wrong with accepting cash. There's nothing wrong with sending out a little message to say, hey, you owe me this. But here's the thing. I can add a late fee even in TutorBird, and then it resubmits the request for money. So my parents, if they're not paying, they're going to get a late fee. And if they're not paid on time, I just let them know, hey, if this isn't paid by this time, we'll suspend services until you can get that taken care of. And then boom, I get paid right away. So these are all things that I talk to my tutors about in the Tech Hub for Tutors. It is a yearly membership. This video is going right into my Tech Hub for Tutors membership so that my tutors have availability for this. But if this is a service that you think that you'd like to get a little extra coaching with, make sure that you come and see me. Right now in the Tech Hub for Tutors, and I'm filming this April 10th, 2024. So I don't really know when you're going to be watching this. It could be a year or two from now. But at this time in the Tech Hub for Tutors, we're working on our summer programming. And we're really focused on how are we going to set up our services for students during the summer? And are we going to be running a camp or doing something special, and pre-planning and marketing that information? So we're really also talking about how are you going to market your services so that parents can find you. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I really want to thank you for stopping in to join me today. I hope that this is helping you to grow your reach and helping you to grow your services. Have a great day. And as always, keep the learning going.